With the wrap of this week's top stories, I'm Sifiso Zulu.
EWN, in touch, in tune, and independent.
The Border Management Authority has intercepted suspected human trafficking operations at OR Tambo International Airport. Authorities stopped 14 Ethiopians and 16 Bangladeshi nationals. The BMA says these interventions form part of its intensified efforts to combat human trafficking.
In the first incident, 14 Ethiopian nationals, comprising of 5 males and 9 females, were intercepted upon arrival traveling on an Ethiopian Airlines flight. The interception followed the BMA's analysis of passenger details, which flagged their movement pattern as suspicious.
The Department of Basic Education has set up a National Investigation Task Team to probe if there are any more matric exam irregularities. The move follows the detection of an exam paper leak in Gauteng. Minister Sifiso says the team will start its work immediately to ensure the integrity of the 2025 exam is protected. Gwahube says criminal charges will be pursued against officials involved in the leak involving 26 learners.
Our established protocols have contained it. It is investigated with the highest rigor. Umalusi, our quality assurer, has been briefed. The National Investigative Task Team will begin its work immediately to establish the full facts. This has been isolated to a few learners in 7 schools in the Pretoria area.
The community of Khayelitsha in Cape Town is reeling after the murder of a 16-year-old boy in a suspected hate crime. Kwakhanya Mhlanganisi was allegedly assaulted by a 17-year-old boy and later succumbed to his injuries in Site C. In a statement, the police say, despite clear communication from SAPS that the motive for the murder has not yet been established, some media reports have suggested that the incident was homophobic in nature. The SAPS says it finds it necessary to correct this misinformation to prevent unnecessary alarm within a community already burdened by high levels of violent crimes. Meanwhile, LGBTQAI+ activists protested outside the Khayelitsha Magistrates Court, calling for justice as the suspect appeared. The DA has threatened the Justice Minister with a letter to interdict interviews for the head of the NPA. Minister Mamluko Kubai announced that she received a letter from the party before the interviews were due to start. 6 candidates were interviewed for the top prosecutor post to replace Chamila Batoy as her term comes to an end in January next year. The DA has been vocal about its objection to the shortlisting of Advocate Menzi Simelane, who was removed from the post in 2012 after the Constitutional Court found his appointment by former President Jacob Zuma to be invalid. The interviewing panel has now submitted all the names to President Cyril Ramaphosa for consideration.
I will not go into detail because we do believe that this is self-inflicted agency, but also there are no merit on it because we have not shortlisted. So the lawyers will respond to the attorneys and the DA.
The ANC says if it was a corrupt political party, it would not be struggling financially. The organization's lack of cash flow was part of discussions during its 5th National General Council. Some of the ANC's financial woes over the years include the seizing of some of its property by the sheriff, unpaid debts, and its workers consistently having to picket over the late or non-payment of their salaries. The party says it's trying to find creative ways to generate more legitimate revenue streams.
I always say that if the ANC was a corrupt party, not individuals, the ANC as an organization, if it was a corrupt party, we would not be poor. We would be tapping into the resources of the state as a governing party. So that's something to note. But I can say that for sure, we're focusing on building and strengthening our machinery.
And that's it from us. Thank you for watching. For more, you can go to the EWN app. Have a great weekend.
EWN, in touch, in tune, and independent.